So we are back in one of our favorite parks, Glacier in Montana. And we just had a sunset at Lake McDonald, always a classic when you're coming here. And then now we're sleeping in the National Forest outside of the park. There are a few other rigs here. We're not exactly on level ground, but it's mostly level. We're only gonna sleep like 3 or 4 hours anyways, so whatever. But yeah, we're waking up in the morning and we're gonna do the HIGHLINE trail from Logan Pass to Granite Park Chalet. And then we are going to actually add a bonus hike and do the Grinnell Glacier Overlook. So looks like it's gonna be like a 14-mile day with 2,500 feet or so. And then we actually go down to a different area of going to the Sun Road, and then we will take a shuttle back. So first time doing any of this, but we're stoked. It has been a sec since we've been in Glacier, so we're pumped. How we living?
Packing up for tomorrow's hike. It's gonna be a big one. My biggest one in a while. Be sweet though.
It's gonna be sick. Just getting ready for bed and packing up now.
It's always so weird getting in like the mindset for bed when it's light outside. And we have to wake up at 3.
2.
2.
2.
2. I keep thinking 3. We have to wake up at 2. Even better.
Alright, it is just before 4:30 and we're heading out. So that first section is pretty cool. Actually, it's kind of like a little chain section, like a Via Ferrata would be, but instead of a steel cable, it's like a water hose, which is kind of funny. But Bree mentioned that that could probably be the most dangerous part of the trail if it's super overcrowded, but we're the only ones out this early because who in the world would wake up this early to go hiking? But yeah, it's a breeze. It's a huge wide platform, so it's not really any worry at all or any risk of falling as long as you stay into the right.
I had to delayer. It was warm out.
Do you want
It's never warm like this in the mornings in the mountains.
Do you want to make a note on the reason we have music on?
Oh yeah, so I typically am super anti-music on the trail, and definitely I'm like, what are you doing when people have music on? But there's bears out here, and it's only the 2 of us, and it's dark, so we have music playing.
So they know we're here.
Hey bear!
Alright, so we are cruising along, probably 3.2 miles in so far. It's still like 15 minutes before sunrise, but we're cruising. It is hot. Really glad I decided to wear shorts today. It is really hot. We started hiking, it was like 70 degrees, which is super weird for like a high alpine hiking morning, you know, when you're starting at 4:30. So it's gonna be a hot one today, especially when we go for the Grinnell Glacier climb. But yeah, beautiful morning, only ones on the trail. And since this is a point-to-point, I would say it's pretty unlikely we'll see any people for maybe all of the trail, which is actually really sick. So worth the early wake-up call. As we continue to hike this beautiful trail in the heart of Glacier, I want to tell you more about onX Backcountry. onX is a backcountry navigation app that provides you with hiking and backpacking routes with elevation changes, terrain maps, where you can also make custom routes with waypoints and download offline maps for when you're out of service. The app has more than 650,000 miles of trails to assist you in planning your next outdoor adventure. My favorite feature is the offline maps, specifically that you can download maps with different sized radiuses of the trail and nearby trails, and you can do this at different resolution sizes. It's extremely helpful while navigating your hike, and it's so helpful having the nearby trails and nearby surroundings. You can download onX for free, but if you want to access all of their amazing premium features, you can sign up for their elite membership with the link down below and get 20% off of your purchase with the promo code KevinEassa. And supporting my sponsors is one of the best ways that you can support me, so thank you onX, and now back to the HIGHLINE trail. So far so good. Beautiful views in every single direction. It's a little smoky. I think there's a lot of fires in BC right now, so maybe some of the smoke is coming that way, but we're cruising. Still haven't seen anyone. Beautiful morning, tons of wildflowers, no snow like at all, which is super surprising for July in Glacier. But yeah, cruising along. We're probably 2 miles from the start of Grinnell Glacier Overlook when we jut off to that trail. Really excited for that, but that's going to be a slight slog. One thing that I think has been super cool about this trail is that it is essentially a massive traverse of the park. You're going from Logan Pass, which is the highest point that you can drive to, and then you're just traversing like 11 miles across the park, and it's beautiful, and like every single mile has like completely new views, which is really cool, so you get a bunch of different perspectives of all of the mountains here. Alright, so behind me, you can see Bree in the distance. That is where we came from, the HIGHLINE trail. And this is where the HIGHLINE trail continues, which we are going to do in maybe 2 hours or so. And at this junction, when you see this sign, we're going to take a right at the fork and head onto the Garden Wall Trail. And you can't see it at the moment, but way up there, like 0.8 miles, is the Grinnell Glacier Overlook. It is like an extra 950 feet of vert, so it's going to be steep. It's definitely a steep mile. But if you're all the way out here on the HIGHLINE trail and you have it in you, I would think it's super worth it, because if you were to do these two trails separate, most of your miles up to Grinnell Glacier Overlook, you're going to have to repeat. So I think it's definitely better to just tag them both together and have one really big day. 7 miles in, and we're seeing our first other human trail runner, of course, making their way. Not sure if they're coming to the Overlook too, but yeah, really, really worth the early wake up. Right here, it looks like it's the Garden Wall. I can't tell if that is the actual summit or if it's a sub-summit of the Garden Wall, but we can see a pretty obvious trail, and from the terrain map you can tell it's like a third of a mile to 0.4 miles, at least to the top of this one, and like 400 feet of vert, so not bad at all. So I think we're gonna add it to our day and head up there real quick. And right now the light is actually really bad here, which is a bummer, so hopefully it's a little bit better when we come back. So we are almost at Granite Park Chalet, which is a beautiful mountain house, mountain chalet that has lodging, food and drinks. Well, hopefully food and drinks, we'll see. We did not make it to the summit of the garden wall, which is a bummer, but to be honest, we didn't have any beta on it, so we had no idea what we were getting ourselves into. So we just went up a few hundred feet, got some amazing vantage points, took some cool photos, cruised on down, and now we're almost at the chalet. Hundreds of people on the trail, so definitely getting busy.
All it's good. We're on our way down. We have less than 2 miles to go. Or sorry,
3.5.
2 hours. Less than 2 hours to go. Thank God, because I'm hot. And then we get the shuttle. But everything's good. It is so beautiful, but hot.
And so many bucks. Oh my God.
$8 on the Gatorade.
Oh yeah, we spent $7 on Gatorade because it was cold, and oh my God, it was worth it. But that's ridiculous that we just did that.
Waters were 11.
Yeah, water was $11, so we took the cheaper option. Heading down, just getting eaten alive by bugs, but hopefully we can just cruise these last few miles. It is freaking hot. I don't know how hot, but I bet it's in the upper 90s right now. And there's no shade. Bree, before we turn this corner and finish, I want you to tell me how you're feeling right now.
I'm so hot and thirsty and tired. My feet hurt. I'm sweating. I'm probably sunburnt because I didn't wear my sun shirt. But it was a phenomenal day of getting eaten by bugs and great views. Oh my God, they're crazy. Yes, this is like the most incredible trail I've done in Glacier for sure. Do the HIGHLINE trail, do the loop. It's wonderful. Bring lots of water.
All right guys, we are back to Logan Pass. We just had the most amazing luck ever. We met the most amazing man ever. His name is Dean. We were at the last like 200 feet of the trail right before the, or right after the bridge, and we stopped and we're just talking with this guy, and then great conversation. We went along on our way, and then we went to the shuttle stop, and there was about 15 people ahead of us. A shuttle came 10-15 minutes later, and they only had room for 2 people. So 10 to 13 people had to wait, and it seems like a lot of them don't have many seats, so we could have been there for hours. And Dean came all the way back and offered us a ride. Had some amazing conversations on the way back. He was awesome. Great way to end our hike. 14.7 miles, huge day, incredible day, breezy.
Dean was amazing.
Dean was amazing. Time for our cooler drinks.
My hands are filthy, but yes, time for the drinks.
Yeah, mine are too.
Yours is on the seat.
Oh, nice.